Hey all, I'm Billy No Mates, and this is hashtag Let's Get Awkward, where we look into the issues of trans/non-binary, and we see if we can break it down and hopefully give people a full understanding, as well as highlight shitty behaviours of others. First off, I will be posting podcasts on Wednesday, as it gives me more time to do this as Sunday. Little one is at school, so there's more time to prepare and record. Now, let's look at today's topic. Last Wednesday was International Pronoun Day. Never knew we had one, but we do, and loved the responses my friends had when they posted it on their Facebook pages, saying what theirs were and asking others what they wanted theirs to be. My pronouns are he and him. Some like she and her, or there's they and them. Or if you want to get a bit zisty, there's Z and Zim. There are many pronouns that people would prefer to be referred to, and if you're not sure, then don't be afraid to ask. I went away to a weekend getaway for trans non-binary, and it was great. We got to have name tags and put our pronouns on, and people respected it. You're probably wondering though, why are we looking into pronouns? I mean, they're just words. A little thing which not many people look at, but it may amaze you that it does matter, not just to transgenders, but to cisgenders as well. And if you don't believe me, I dare you to misgender a cisgendered person and see what you get. No, really, it's not a happy sight. They get angry, even if it was an accident. When growing up and still learning pronouns of he and she, there were plenty of people to tell me off for saying such and such is a she or such and such is a he. Even my daughter has been misgendered by grown-ass adults because she had short hair. It was a hairstyle she loved to have till people start calling her a boy, even though she was wearing a bright pink coat, and I called her my daughter. I'd be talking to parents going, "Oh, this is my daughter, can she play with your kids?" And the other person would go, "Yeah, of course, he can. Cute boy you got." And I'm like, "I've just told you this is my daughter and her name." And my daughter did tell them off as well for good. Another take on that story though is kids can have any style they want. I mean, boys can have long hair, girls can have short. So stop being cruel buggers about it because the story I said was a light one. Others asked me why I would allow my daughter to have hair that short as she is a girl. She wanted it. She loved it. Well, till they ruined it for her. But that's just one example of kids being misgendered. I've accidentally misgendered adults on the phone or sometimes in person, and they get really defensive, especially men. They're like, "Why are you calling me she?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry." But as we see from those two examples, cisgenders do not like being misgendered in any way, from young to old. Their pronouns are important to them, yet some fail to see why it is important to a trans non-binary person, why they get upset when others do not use them, even after being told what their preferred pronouns are. This is an issue we both share, yet they are not willing to adjust to another's pronouns. We have covered positive effects of using them. It reduces depression and suicidal thoughts. It makes them happy, accepted. It's a feeling of acknowledging their existence as you saying, "We accept you for who you are and we are using your pronouns." Yet somehow transphobia does seem to be on the rise with certain celebrities who I will not go into, JK. And somehow people have actually believed her rubbish, but we'll skip past that. Transphobia is on the rise, spreading misinformation, twisting facts to suit their needs, and much more. It is frustrating saying the same thing over and over again because I have to stay like, well, if their argument is, it's my belief, opinion. A belief based on what? An opinion based on what? we discussed in the last episode that the opinion wasn't really an opinion, it was just an ignorant thought, really. As an opinion is information plus experience. And they seem to make up things along the way as they go along, trying to grab new ideas, saying that transitioning is a new age conversion therapy for gays and lesbians. But if that's the case, what about bisexuals? A man can transition into a woman and marry a man, yet still be bisexual, or they can date a woman and they will still be bisexual. So calling it this new age conversion therapy doesn't really make sense now, does it? And don't say, well, they chose this gender, so they are now straight/gay. Because that is not how it works. It never has. One time I dated a guy who knew I was pansexual and said if he ever had urges to sleep with another woman, sleep with a woman, while I was with him, I could. I was absolutely appalled by this. I didn't need his permission for this, and what if I decided I wanted to sleep with another man? Would it still be okay? Of course not. Being bisexual, pansexual, doesn't mean we're going to go around sleeping with everyone. Well, not all of us, but our sexuality and our sex life is no one's business or concern. And thinking things like that just feeds into a stereotypical idea and gives misinformation to everyone else. But back to the topic at hand. Pronouns are important to all of us as it is a part of our identity, and neglecting another person's pronouns shows that you're not accepting them for who they are. You're wanting them to be who you want them to be. And I will say, sadly, you can't, but why would I enable such things? People say I should be more understanding because, though they accept I am trans man, I look feminine, which is true. But I do tell them, and sometimes I still get a look of disgust and told to get out the men's toilets. Some people close to me agree because I have a female body and I should be in the female toilets, where I get more weird looks, as they can see I don't belong there. Point they try to put is I can't expect everyone to accept me. Again, that's true. However, it does not give them the right to say where I should pee, how I should dress, and what pronouns I want to be used. It's my identity. I get to say, I get the say on it. Your identity is your own, and you get the say on it. There are things in this world I do not like. I do not like the loopholes in the system which lets the rich stay rich without paying taxes. I don't like not being able to find a job in today's circumstances and being poked for it. I don't even like it when people on my Facebook, and there are a lot of them, I had to literally cut my Facebook friend list down, who post false information before doing a background check on it. They just assume it's true. And I do share stuff on my Facebook page, but before I do, I look it up. There was one case where I was told that a celebrity had done something. I looked it up and I found nothing. I found no major news people, no major news agencies of any sort were reporting on this. I tried to find the original source and that was backed up with really no facts, no proper statements, just whispers. So when you do share things on Facebook, do try and look it up. That's the best way. Because if I actually believe this stuff, then Jackie Chan died about 5 years ago. He's not dead, but someone did post he was dead. But I digress. So, looking at information, and if I say anything about it, I get trolled big time. Twitter, Facebook, you name it, I am trolled for pointing it out, saying, have you actually looked this up? And I'm told to shut up, it's life. Well, trans, non-binary people are living, breathing beings. So shut up, it's life, accept it. You may not like it, but they exist and you can't deny it. I know it's hard though to tell a person's pronouns. Remember, if you get it wrong, it's okay as long as you remember and you use the correct ones afterwards. If you're not sure, don't be afraid to ask, even if it feels dumb to do so. I remember a poster from college years ago saying it's better to ask a question and look dumb for 5 minutes than not to ask the question and look dumb forever. Ask questions. There are trans, non-binary people out there who are more than happy to answer. Learning new things is the way to move forward, and there are many sites you can visit, such as Mermaid UK, Stonewall, Black Trans Lives Matter, LGBT+, the Trevor Project, and so much more. So please just try and be more understanding, because if I'm told that I have to understand from another person's point of view that not many people are going to see me and notice that I am a trans man, then maybe they should actually look up and see that there are different types of people in the world who need to be learnt and understood and spoken to and treated properly and given equal rights, human rights. I know this is a bit of a short episode, but things have been hectic. So hopefully now that I've got my schedule sorted out, so I've booked my slots properly, then we should be back on track for next Wednesday. And remember to ask before, just remember to ask questions. You can find, like I said, I've offered sites to say where you can look at questions, you can contact them and ask them questions. But if you don't ask, you don't really learn anything. But thanks for listening for the short one, and if you want to support the podcast, then you can go to paypal.me/Let's Get Awkward, and remember, stay awkward.